Hey everybody, welcome back to LI Geek Guy TV. So today I'm going to be talking about the importance of having a good backup.
Zach! Zach!
Did you hear that?
Zach! Help! Zach!
Oh, I think
My computer's not
LI Geek
working.
Dog is in
Help!
trouble. Hold on.
Zach, help! My computer's not working. Zach, it's terrible. My computer won't start. I tried everything. It's just terrible. I tried rebooting. I tried it starting fresh, and I just can't get it to work.
Well, what happened? What were you doing?
Well, I was watching dog treat videos, and then out of nowhere, the screen went black and the computer turned off. I tried to turn it back on, and nothing came back up.
Well, do you have a backup?
Well, I don't know. Oh, treat.
Well, I'm pretty sure we're backing up your computer, so everything should be fine. Why don't we go through the restoration process? Come on, let's go. Hey everybody, so I have Rocco's computer here. He's a really good actor, but his computer didn't actually die or stop working. What we're actually going to do is we're going to kind of make it stop working, so I can kind of show you guys how a backup works and why it's always a good idea to have one. So what we're going to do is we're going to completely wipe the solid state drive that has the Windows installation on this computer, which is the C drive. And we're going to do that by booting off of this Windows 10 installation USB. So I'm going to go ahead and just shut down the computer. Or actually, I'll restart it. And then we're going to boot into BIOS so I can select the USB. So we're going to be booting the computer from this USB and not from the solid state drive. And that way we can completely erase the C drive. And so I'm doing this to kind of simulate a worst case scenario, like what happens if your hard drive fails or your solid state drive fails, or what happens if a Windows update goes wrong. If you have a backup, you really don't have to worry about it because you can just restore it back to the last time you backed the computer up. So I'm going to go into the boot menu. We're going to click this USB disk, which is the Windows boot disk. We're going to give it a second to boot up. There's basically two kinds of backups you can have. There's a file level backup and a full computer backup. So a file level backup is just going to back your files up. It's not going to back up your Windows installation, system files, stuff like that, your programs, your applications. A full computer backup backs everything up, your Windows installation, your programs, your files. And in a worst case scenario like this, you can restore the entire computer to either the same hard drive or solid state drive, or a different one, or a different computer entirely. So that's what we're going to be doing. I use a program called Veeam for my backups, and that's what I'm going to be showing you right now. So we're going to go to custom. We're going to find the C drive, which I know is a 500 gigabyte drive, so it's got to be this drive 4. This is split up into a bunch of partitions, so what we're going to do is scroll down. We want to make sure that I don't delete the wrong one. And I'm just going to say that I wouldn't recommend you do this for testing purposes or for any purposes, really. Because you could really, you could delete the wrong hard drive. I have multiple hard drives in this computer. And I don't have them all backed up. I'm just backing up the C drive right now. So I'm going to be very careful to make sure I only delete drive 4. Okay, so drive 4 is completely erased and empty. Unallocated space, 465.8 gigabytes total size, and 465.8 gigabytes free space. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to just close out of this. Yes, I want to quit. And we're going to shut down the computer, or it's going to restart. I'm going to pull the drive out, and we're going to go back into BIOS and select we're going to select the C drive, which is should be the Samsung, I think 980 solid state drive. Okay, there I am. So we're going to go to boot menu. Here it is. So Samsung SSD 970. We're going to click that just to make sure everything's erased. It shouldn't boot up. Yeah, it just goes right back into BIOS. So that drive is completely wiped. Do it again just for good measure. And nothing. So the way that these full computer backups work is depending on what program you use. Like I said, I use Veeam. So I created a Veeam recovery USB. So when there is a catastrophic event, or something really bad happens to your computer, your hard drive, and you need to restore an old backup, you would boot the computer off of this. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. Okay, it's probably not going to list it until we reboot again. So we're going to go to the Samsung SSD again, just so it'll boot back into BIOS. And now hopefully it should be there. If not, no, we have to reboot the whole computer. So I'm just going to power this off, give it a second, and then we're going to power it back on. And then once again, go into BIOS. This time we're going to be booting off of the Veeam backup recovery USB. Okay, so now if we go into the boot menu, there it is, UEFI SanDisk Cruiser Glide. So we're going to click that. This is probably going to take a little bit to boot up. Okay, it's also important to note that when you're doing these backups, that you back your computer up to like an external hard drive, or you can use a network attached storage. Like I have a hard drive connected to my router. I could use that as well, but it's got to be separate from the computer. So I actually have an external hard drive plugged into the back USB of this computer. So we're going to go to bare metal recovery. It's going to search for backup files. So this is the one that I did earlier today. Compot 3000, Windows 10 Pro. That looks good. So we're going to hit next. We're going to hit next again. Normally you would just do entire computer, but since, like I said, I have a slew of hard drives and solid state drives in this computer, I'm going to do a manual restore, which is a little bit more advanced. We're going to go to next. Okay, it's going to try to auto match the disks. I'm going to uncheck all this stuff because I really just want this disk 4 here. So we're going to go customize disk mapping. Okay, so here are all of my physical drives in the computer. We can see disk 4. That's the 500 gigabyte solid state drive, unallocated. We're going to right click it. I go to restore, disk 4. We're going to do 100 megabyte EFI partition. Next, we're going to go back to disk 4. We're going to do the main C drive. And then right click this. And last but not least, do the recovery partition. Okay, so that looks good. We're going to hit OK. And we're going to go to next. We're going to click restore. Okay, and now it's going to start doing its thing. This is probably going to take some time. I'm guessing maybe like half an hour, 45 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to cut it here, and then we'll come back when the process is finished and hopefully reboot the computer and go right into it. All right, so we'll be right back. All right, everybody. The restore process has finished. So hopefully it was successful. So I'm going to go click finish here. And we're going to reboot the computer. First, I'm going to take the rescue USB out. I'm going to click yes to reboot. And then as it reboots, I'm going to go back into BIOS just to make sure that the it selects the C drive to boot. Okay, so we're gonna go boot menu, and you can see now the Samsung SSD 970, which is the 500 gigabyte solid state drive, now has a Windows boot manager. So we're gonna go ahead and click that, and hopefully it should go right into Windows the way we left it before we erased everything. I'm gonna skip disk checking. And there we go. Click enter. Put in my PIN. And voila. Everything is right where we left it. And as you can see, all my programs, all my games, everything is still installed. All my files are where they should be. So, I mean, this is great to use in case something really bad happens to your hard drive or your computer. It keeps everything safe. These backups, they'll back up automatically. I know Veeam backs up like once a day, so you don't have to worry about having to set it and back it up every time you go on the computer. It does it all automatically. And this is great, especially if you have important files, which I know a lot of you do. I sure do. Maybe not on this computer, but my main computer, I have so many, so many important files. These videos that I make, so it's important to keep this stuff safe and secure. But I mean, that's pretty much it. It's a great tool to have. And it's it's peace of mind that that it doesn't matter what happens to your computer, your stuff is always safe. So as always, I love making these videos for you guys. Please like, comment, and share these videos. It really helps out a lot. If you have any questions, comments, or even if you have a suggestion for a future video, give me a shout out at zach@ligeekguy.com. And as always, I love making these videos for you guys. And I can't wait to see you for the next one. So, all right, take care.